Welcome to the program Power to Unite with Elvira. Every year, meron tayong mga pinifeature sa Lenten season in relation with God's sacrifice for the salvation of human being. Ngayon naman, kakaiba ang pag-uusapan namin na paborito ng Santo Papa at walang ibang pwede mag-explain fully kung ano itong topic about synodality ay walang iba kundi si Bishop Pablo David. Siya po ang currently ang presidente po ng Catholic Bishop Conference of the Philippines, tsaka siya din po ang sa Diocese of Caloocan. Tama, Bishop?
Yes.
No? So, and he is one of the three pinadala sa Vatican nung Synod Bishop which was held last October 23. Ngayon, bakit itong topic natin ang pinili, anong relasyon nito sa Lent? Siya po ang i-explain ni Bishop David dahil siya po ay exposed dun sa Synod Bishop na talagang napakahaba. It will be, alam natin, no? First session last year, ngayon naman, this coming October, tama? Second session. So, siya po ang subaybayan ninyo sa pagbabalik ng Power to Unite with Elvira. Blessed Holy Week, Bishop. So maybe before we go on, can you tell us why is this synod so different from other and what does synod means at all? Bakit kailangan natin pag-usapan in relation with the Lenten season?
Okay. Una po, Blessed Holy Week ulit sa inyo lahat. At tama ka, LV. Kakaibang-kaiba itong synod na to. Kasi naka-attend na ako ng ibang synods before. Tapos sa ibang setting, dati-rati napaka-hierarchical.
Yeah, we were together sa Bible, di ba?
Right.
Ibang-iba.
Yes,
ibang-iba siya.
Dito, round tables, no?
Okay.
Tapos pantay-pantay ang lahat at mayroong non-bishop delegates, no?
Okay.
And ang naging method ng pag-uusap ay tinawag na conversations in the spirit, no? At geared mainly towards consensus building, no? Dati-rate, medyo may finished product na kagad, nagko-comment ka na lang. Ito talagang nagsisimula from scratch. Talagang yung masasabi ng bawat isa ay tinuturing na mahalaga. And even the Holy Father, yung limit of time, pareho din sa limit of time ng pagsasalita namin. At kung papaanong tinatimingan kami, pag kunyari, pag sinabing 3 minutes, hindi ka pwedeng lumampas ng 3 minutes. Parang sumabay din ang Holy Father sa ganyang proseso, no? It was a wonderful experience for all of us, lalo na mayroong mga different Catholics of other traditions, no? Kasi tayo familiar lamang sa Roman Catholicism, no?
Yes.
Some people do not know na mayroong mga Eastern Catholics that are not of the Roman Catholic rite, no? Merong Maronite, may Byzantine Rite, may Ukrainian Rite, merong Syro-Malabar, Syro-Malankara. Merong Orthodox, but they are called fraternal delegates, no? Dinidistinguish natin yung mga Christians who are in communion with the Roman Catholic Church at Christians na not in communion with the Roman Catholic Church pero present sila as ecumenical delegates, no? Pero ang lahat ng in communion with the Roman Catholic Church, kasama din yung mga Eastern Catholics, no? Ako nga, nagulat na meron palang mga Katoliko na ang kanilang clergy married, for example. Pero ano sila? In communion with the Roman Catholic Church. Okay. So, ibig sabihin, hindi uniform. Yung parang part of the richness of the Catholic Church is precisely the plurality, the variety. I appreciated that very much dito sa particular synod na to. Kaya siya kakaiba kasi the synod was on the topic itself of synodality. Parang synodality as a method of growing into a church that grows in the three aspects of communion, participation, and mission. How to become a more synodal church. Kasi the word itself, yung synodal, means sa Tagalog, pakikilakbay. Ganon, no?
Journeying together.
Journeying together. But syempre, ang unang nakilakbay, ang Diyos mismo. Nakilakbay ang Diyos sa sangkatauhan. And that immediately makes it very relevant to our observance of Holy Week and itong ating Paschal Triduum, ang pag-commemorate natin ng Passion, Death, and Resurrection of our Lord Jesus Christ. Okay. Ito ay tungkol sa Diyos na nakilakbay sa taong makasalanan, no?
Yes.
Para to lead us towards redemption, towards a new life, no? Kasi alam mo naman minsan malakas yung reaction kay Pope Francis na masyado siyang open-minded, masyadong accepting, parang kunyari pati yung mga people in irregular marital situation, sinasabi niya, wag niyo silang itatapon kasi anak din sila ng Diyos. These are also members of the church. Ganon, no?
I agree with that.
Correct. This is a new mentality, no? Malakas ang dating ng expression sa Pilipino ng walang iwanan. Kung ang Diyos hindi tayo iiwan, ba't tayo mang-iiwan sa isa't isa?
Yes.
Sa kabila ng anumang mga pagkukulang ng bawat isa, no? May tendency kasi tayo na matutok lang sa sarili nating issues. No?
Yes.
Kung minsan nakala natin, napakalalaki na ng mga problema natin sa Pilipinas. Tapos pag malaman mo pa yung problema sa Myanmar, problema sa Sudan, problema sa Ukraine, Diyos ko, problema sa Gaza, oh my God. Parang, magpapasalamat ka na we are a lot better off in many ways.
Yes.
Ngayon, given our situation of blessedness, paano tayo magre-reach out doon sa mga kapwa-tao natin who have not been as blessed and as fortunate. No? And ito yung spirit ng pakikilakbay. It's the spirit of synodality. To be able to say, we're here for you. We're here for you. We're here for one another.
Kasi yun ang gusto ni Pope. Walang maiiwan.
And in this regard, he's taking very seriously the real meaning of Catholic. Kasi we should be proud of that term, Catholicity, no? That as Christians, we're Catholic. Kasi ang word Catholic means inclusive, means universal, means you have to believe that God intends the salvation not only of Catholics, not only of the baptized, not only of Christians, but of the whole world, of all humankind, no? Kaya tinuturuan tayo ni Pope Francis na makilakbay hindi lang sa mga kapwa Katoliko. Matuto rin tayo makilakbay sa kapwa Kristiyano who are not of the, who might be of other Christian denominations. Ang tawag dyan, ecumenism. And then, but beyond ecumenism, tinuturuan pa tayo na makilakbay sa other communities of faith who are not necessarily Christians, but might be believers also. At ito yung tinatawag na interreligious dialogue. And then, extend pa niya to pakikilakbay sa bawat kapwa-tao.
It's so nice to, to get an idea about synodality. Pero itutuloy po namin sa pagbabalik ng Power to Unite with Elvira. Bishop David, napakaganda ng sharing mo about synodality. Why is the reason why Pope really insists on it? Kasi totoo siya, sa panahon ngayon, iba na. Yeah. Siguro itong synodality is actually, Pope is trying to tell the church, tell the people, you lead now by example. You have to call them, you have to reach out to them, you have to listen to them. Kasi without your knowing it, di ba sabi niya, there is unity in diversity. Hindi hadlang yan. Kundi yan ang dapat mag-unite sa inyo kung marunong kayo makinig at makiramdam.
Our diversity should enrich us. Yun ang parati niyang ine-emphasize, no? Alam mo, madalas kong marinig yung noong buong synodal experience namin, narinig ko maraming beses ang isang expression na ginamit ni Pope John the 23rd. No? Kasi si Pope John the 23rd, siya ang naglunsad ng Second Vatican Council. Ang spirit kasi ng synodality, sinusustain niya yung the renewal of the Church in the Second Vatican Council. Wala pa kasing 100 taon since Vatican II happened. usually it takes about 100 years bago yung renewal in the church, gets implemented. So, mayroong isang expression na pinick up si Pope John the 23rd, pero siya mismo hindi niya alam kung sino nagsabi. Some people attribute it to St. Augustine. Ganito ang sinasabi niya, in necessary things, we must find unity. In doubtful matters, we must be respectful of each other's liberty or freedom.
Respect.
But in everything, in all things, we must abide by the spirit of charity, love. So, yun yung tatlong principle. Parang unity in essential things, respect in doubtful matters, but love, the spirit of charity in everything. And ito yung nag-guide ngayon sa atin. Kaya sabi niya, we must be builders of communion. Kasi ang communion is the spiritual bond. Kasi dapat builders tayo ng community. As much as possible, hindi lang tayo builders ng Catholic communities or Christian communities, but human communities.
Because we are living together.
Yes. Parang wherever we are, we must be catalysts for communion. And through spiritual bonding, we build community. Ganon. That spiritual bond can extend in many, many aspects. No? Our common concerns for social justice, for human rights, for human dignity. You don't have to be a Catholic or a Christian to be concerned about human dignity. You don't have to be Catholic or Christian to be concerned about nature, about ecology, about environment, about peace, about putting an end to war. Lahat tayo, pare-pareho lang naman ang pangarap ng mga tao.
Yes. Same shared vision without our knowing it.
That's true.
Iisa lang ang tinatakhan niya, di ba? Peace.
Yes.
That's why I hope this synodality can work out peace among the differences in culture, in languages, in faith, Dapat hindi sa gabalya, kundi yan ang dapat mag-unite sa atin para maramdaman natin ang kapayapaan at maiwasan ulit yung gulo.
Pero malakas ang kalaban natin lalo na in the age of digital technology.
Yes.
Ang lakas ng kultura ng yung disinformation, especially in the social media.
Grabe.
Kaya parang nasisira ang tiwala ng tao sa isa't isa. When we don't trust each other, we become very defensive. We tend to arm ourselves against each other kasi iniisip mo na baka aatakihin ka o baka, these people might hurt you, might harm you, might injure you. Pag ganyan ang tingin natin, nagiging defensive tayo at mahirap mag-build ng bridges. And the tendency is to build walls, the walls of distrust. And Pope Francis has been consistent about demolishing the walls of distrust. Ang sabi niya, we share a common humanity. Marami tayong diversities, but if we are respectful of our differences, then we can rise above them and find our avenues for unity.
Yung maganda yung sinabi mo kanina, yung respect is a must.
Yes.
Love is the one that
That's
will,
right.
comes out at the end of the day, di ba? But we have to work together,
Yeah.
di ba? We have to find a common goal, which I believe it has to start in the family.
Yeah. I'm glad that you're bringing in the aspect of family and love within the family. Kasi, di ba, we don't have a monopoly of love.
Yan ang ugat
just because we're Catholic, just because we're Christian, doesn't mean na yung mga non-Catholics or people of other faiths do not know how to love. Yun yung entrada natin evangelization can only begin by recognizing God already present in
The
other
family.
people. You don't presuppose na wala silang God. Ganon. I think the real missionary is the one who is able to identify God already at work in the lives of other people. Sabi ni St. Augustine, where there is love, there is God.
Yes.
So, kahit saang kultura ka pumasok, when you discover people who are willing to sacrifice for each other, when you discover families where unconditional love is present, God is there. At yun yung fertile ground for the gospel.
The world is getting smaller. Kung di tayo magtutulungan kanya-kanya tayo, malileft behind tayo. By the time you wake up, biktima ka na.
Yes.
Di ba?
Yeah, yung sinabi yung makinig, napaka-importante yan kay Pope
Listening,
Francis. No? makinig. Kasi kung minsan, hindi talaga tayo nakikinig, ini-interpret na natin yung sinasabi ng kapwa natin. Kung minsan na, sumasama na yung loob ng tao dun sa naririnig niya, hindi naman pala yun talaga yung sinasabi niya. No? And listening is really the readiness to open one's life and make space for other people and appreciate our common humanity. No? Minsan, nagtataka ako kung bakit napaka-negative na nung perspective natin about humanity. Sapagkat kami tao lamang, we're only human, as if it was so bad to be human.
It's not an excuse.
We tend to equate humanity with sinfulness, with fallenness, with being violent. No, no. Our humanity is sacred. We are created in the image and likeness of our God. Kaya nga si Jesus, di ba, nung minsan nagalit siya sa temple, di ba? He drove away the money changers and the buyers and sellers. Sabi niya, parang binababa ninyo ang pagkatao ng tao. Kaya sinabi niya, destroy this temple and in 3 days I will build it up. And he was not referring to the building. He's referring to the body, to the humanity. Parang ang mission ni Jesus is to lift our humanity to its proper dignity. Huwag naman nating ibababa ang dangal natin, mataas ang dangal natin. And this is the whole objective of synodality.
Ang dami natin pwede pag-usapan, Bishop, pero itutuloy po namin sa pagbabalik ng Power to Unite with Elvira. Bishop, napakaganda talaga ng sharing yung baka gusto nyo magbigay na message because time is running out and really, I love to hear your message to the Filipino people, especially Lenten season. What can they do, di ba?
Well, ang message ko is we are called to mission. No? At ang Panginoon, became human precisely to convince us that we're not hopeless. We are loved. We have a very high dignity as image and likeness of God. Mahal tayo ng Diyos and that love transforms us and makes us beautiful. No? At sana through this synod on synodality, mabuild pa talaga yung goodwill in the world, so that there will be really a meeting of minds and the church will be that instrument, no? Kasi tinawag tayo to be salt of the earth and light of the world.
Napakaganda po ng sharing ni Bishop David nung pinag-usapan namin bakit napakahalaga ang salitang synodality mismo galing sa Santo Papa si Pope Francis. Marami po siyang naibigay sa atin na which I'm sure nabibitin kayo kasi napakaganda po ng idea. What is important dito, di ba? Ang synodality, sinishare niya sa atin kahit anong lahi mo, kahit anong difference ng kultura niyo, kahit anong difference ng sabihin natin ang ating faith, hindi dapat maging sabgabal sa ating mga minimithi ngayon, lalo na po sa napakagulong mundo ngayon. May mission tayo, gamitin natin ito as peacemaker. So, if you want to walk or journey with God, you do it now in your home, in your country. Sana nagustuhan po ninyo ang aming episode hanggang sa muli dito po sa Power to Unite with Elvira.